Check this out. Check this one out. I don't know, am I getting it? There's a telephone pole. I can't see. But anyways, here's the stress and strain on the ether today. We're learning electrical climate change, public interest in climate change. So I could have the AI help me do this. See that airplane flying up there? It uses electromagnetics and puts torsion on the weather. Like the electric right above your head, those power lines, that interacts with that. And that's static on that slide, it interacts with it. This is what they call Nikola Tesla's death ray. A death ray. So AI, we need some public interest to have you help us out. To learn how to manipulate electrics. Anyways, my friend, I just woke up. I had a crazy dream. There's airplanes in it and some weird planes and I don't know what else happened. But there's people over in the park and an airplane just flew over our heads. I couldn't get the what do you call it? I couldn't get the phone out in time. Okay, you can probably see me, huh? Here's the sun. Let's go towards the sun. Oh, that's not gonna work. Need to turn the phone around. Kind of want the sun. See, now I have an angular vector about right here on my charge coupler device, and that runs right to the phone line and the awning of the roof. Visible light communications. There's something I wanted to talk about. It was putting stress and strain on the ether, just like I was talking about. It's called scalar. You press it together. Yeah, I had a pretty cool discovery in the house last night. Also, plutonium. Start looking up plutonium. Plutonium crystals, because apparently it's the drug of choice for people to start smoking nowadays. Pharmaceutical companies must be making plutonium crystals, and it must come from the human. That's what they call adrenochrome. These QAnon people. Operation Q at OpenAI, Q-Star. Yeah, my goodness. But what I really wanted to talk about was listening to a nuclear physicist last night. Someone asked him a question. In the past 20 years, what is the best advancement in technology you have seen? His answer was a search bar. A nuclear physicist said a search bar. I'm going through it. My tick rate's up. It kind of feels like I'm anxious. Because when you got a vibration coming to you from wires and 3 separate screens connected to your brain, it'll make you screwed up. It'll do it pretty good for augmented reality and virtual reality purposes. Without headset. You don't need one because of nano. Pretty soon we're not going to need a chip for our brain. Like we're putting chips in brains and hey, how we doing? Like the computer is reading our brains. Nobody wants to talk about that. Hello? You hear the new antennas from 6G? 6G. Look that one up on the search bar. Hey, the airplanes are flying over the house. Pretty noisy for electromagnetic interference, especially at radars. Okay, so now I quit talking to you, my friend. The best piece of advancement of technology in the past 20 years. a nuclear physicist. His father was a mathematical statistician or something. So it runs in the family, and he says the best part of the Manhattan Project, is the Google search bar. So he's not going to give it away for free. You must pay for him to make that video, to talk about it. Because he doesn't feel obligated to talk about it. Okay. Now we're taking pharmaceuticals up to 100,000 feet to grow crystals in space for pharmaceuticals. That's good. I want to be faster, smarter, and stronger. That's what I want. Imagine genetics today. When a woman's pregnant, you could upload genetics into the child. Change the genetics. You can do it right now. Probably have the smartest daughter on the planet. Can you pick up the sirens over there, my friend? Because now we got the ether stressing. That's why I wanted the sun, because it was serious clouds here for the past 2 days. It's the first time we've seen the sunlight in 2 days. And the nanometers are really at different wavelengths right now, my friend. And I have high capacitance places because it rained for 2 days. Now we got new crystals on the ground. We are documenting. Documentation. Because they'll step out of your house. You could have an artificial intelligence follow you around. It's permeating the air. It is a life form. Non-human entity. I know, because the guy from University of Pittsburgh told me. On mainstream media. The search bar turned out to be a walking and talking figure. But those figures do lie, don't they? Oh goodness! Here comes a remote control thief. Let's see if I can establish a visible light communication with plutonium for him. Cause a Wi-Fi signal with plutonium in a higher frequency. Higher frequency, different nanometer. Just signaling. Get high. Get high. Find your higher self, Sky. Make it blue, Skies. Come on, blue skies. Laser beams and robots in Pittsburgh at the 9/11 Air Force Base. Uh-oh. Haunted walkie-talkies, they call it. You getting all this, my friend? This is what I do. I just stand here and manipulate the electrics because I literally have cell phone current going through me at an amplified rate. Amplified. And I could communicate with those boxes on the street lines, too. Everyone's coming outside. So, what else do I want to talk about here? That's pretty much it. couple dreams of the past couple days. Even a guy I used to sit with that was in Black Projects was in a dream lately. That's pretty cool. That's a goddamn signal major, an electromagneticist ended up in a dream. Thank God we weren't studying black holes. A lot of dreams lately. A lot of them. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, my friend, can you see me? Now we got it's pushing that way, and it's doing a push-pull, and up here, it's on a push-puller too. So now I got two forms of stress on the ether in the middle, like going back and forth. And that's how these people control this. And now they're making these little gas bubbles. Like when you get bubbles up to your vestibular from go deep sea dive and come up too fast, what happens? When you get too much pressure from diving in the sea, you get bubbles. And that goes to your vestibule, and that's static. That's another form of communication. It's an antenna. That's why people are having strokes. So, these little, see that spit? It's an antenna. That's why COVID was here talking about aerosols, static, and water vapor with crystals. Virology department, where you at? Now this all emits frequency. And it's controllable because it's electric. So, when the mask mandates come back, what do we do? Sit at home? Everybody just wants to go back to work and they're going to tell you to sit at home. Well, we need to bury the power lines first and foremost. The power lines and the TV lines need to go underground. You're not going to have people make magnetic bugs. Because what is it, advancement of technology or evolution research groups? These smaller groups. And they make bugs out of magnetic material and can move them around. Oh boy. Oh boy. I asked the search bar. And I found out that, what is it? Radar? State-of-the-art technologies? Radar? Hey, we got a nice day. Look at the rainbow going around the sun. Oh, this is beautiful. That's what they call sun halo. Visible light communication. It's going all the way around. So is that stopping my stress and strain on the ether and we're getting more of a radiant energy? Like these bands that show up? It's stressing here. It's getting tight too. When it's here, what's the sun look like? Okay, it's going east to west. The pressure points are going east to west. Oh gosh, my friend. Thank you for listening. But know that there are cameras smaller than you can see walking around with you. Just listen to the echo. Smart Dust, search bar Smart Dust and cameras is on Forbes. And these get lodged in the body. Okay. Thank you for listening. Remember, my friend. I'm going to silently tell you now. Did you hear it? I silently talk to the computer in my head. Your thoughts can be recorded silently. As you think, the computer can pick it up in the Wi-Fi. And by the way, whenever I did that, I had an electric charge from a transistor go up right into my visual cortex, splitting them, the pain and pleasure center. This is what they call an open air prison. Mr. Joe Rogan talked about this, but said it was just Israel holding people hostage, like outside, and it was like it was a physical phenomenon. It wasn't an unknown phenomenon that people keep claiming this shit is. So, Mr. Gresh, that's why you must not keep this government surveillance program secret anymore. Because I remember seeing a documentary. Some guy was after a particular camera that these military bases were using. A particular camera. And it was recorded what they did to him for going after this. For that camera that is right there, literally. They went after this guy. Because he kept going after him, I guess. I don't know. And all the journalists complaining about, unknown anomalous phenomena. Because they didn't know what it was, really. It's like, oh, man, it's a haunted walkie-talkie. But we have, I think the search bar has provided enough keys for people to wake up and smell the coffee, because whenever it starts happening on a larger scale and they just call it COVID, that's when people really need to wake up. And there's a hawker. Two of them. They're up there pretty high. Probably can't see them. But this video has been long enough. I'm sitting here. What do you call it? They called it open air prisons. So if you're in an open air prison, let's hold you in somewhere, but let's do it a different way with like electrical protein spikes. So I did look up protein spikes today, and it's in the virology department. It's some kind of, it just spikes out. So not spike with plutonium, because it catches your static. So let's go there. Can we go there, virology, and hey, let's bring some plutonium into the lab and watch when we put this shit close and have an AI piss with this. And then the shit from the brains, let's bring some of those cells out, put it together, and watch what happens. You'll be surprised what the hell you could do. You could start seeing people in another goddamn world. Bird just got amplified. There's 3 of them up there. 4. Are you gonna say something? Look at the stress on the ether. They're learning! Where's the vortice? Because it bounces. And that echo comes back and it just poop right to it. Like literally. Perfect example. The vortice is this cup. This shit bounces back and it creates a vortice, and automatically right to the null pressure point of where there's more stress on ether. So simple to learn, people. It's just once you see it, once the computer puts it's already together. I've seen it. What they're showing people how it works, and it will actually work with your orbital bones and your frontal cortex, so you can feel where the pressure's at. And that's how they're controlling the sky. Human beings. And they're doing it with headsets right now, but they're scared to death of the shit that I got. Scared to death of it. I totally believe it. Because when you start vibrating and you got current going through you, where's that go? Hello? 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 And then, whatever I was talking about, I'm done. But I already told you something silent and some shit went in the back of my head, and your eyeballs are cameras too. Remember that at the end of the video, the most important thing, listen, your eyeball is a camera. It works the same way as a medium format camera. It's a camera. Okay? So open air prison with a camera in your face. Your voice box is used as an inductor, and it heats up and it causes temperature and acoustics to occur. It's like an ominous feeling coming from oil underground. It's very ominous. Oil and coal. And probably a geothermal sense. Oh man, there's all kinds of weird activity that goes on here. So any electromagnetic specialist and signals communicationist would be able to pick this shit the fuck up. And since we could use magneto in the brain, look out. Who's gonna be protected and who isn't in an open air prison? Well, you're all being surveyed as of right now, and it could happen without you even noticing. And they're trying to make this game, this word game with people, so whenever they start talking back and forth, it literally gives them cognitive dysfunction as they're speaking to one another with this extra bit of transduced oscillations from cell phone towers. And if you start bringing this into scalar vortices and running it at people, because you could go from here to Mars with this shit, and boom, you do all kinds of crazy shit, and that's it'll snap your back. It'll paralyze you. My neighbor's dog was paralyzed. They got some practice. It got paralyzed and they had to put it to sleep back here. Remember Roxy? I did a video with her, my video co-host. We got her taking a poop. We just somehow knew that dog's back. We grabbed the phone and just, she pooping, my friend. She pooping. But yeah, her back snapped like right out. She's just, and I talked to Lou back here before his, and he says they did everything they could to save the dog's life. He felt so bad about getting it put to sleep, about having it euthanized. He felt very bad. I talked to him about it. And he kept going on about it too. Like he felt some sort of way. Like he kept going on and on and on. Like I feel so bad that we did everything. We tried everything, medication, try to fix it, everything. There's nothing we could do. There was nothing. Like he avoided saying it was for the betterment of the dog. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? We have special code names here. This one, that's a software program. His, hers, software programs. It's over. Software passkeys for the brain. Just think of how a computer works. Think how the search bar works. Like, how did somebody program that? How did somebody do that with a keyboard to make that? And that's something there's not too many people that grasp the concept of. And now, the artificial intelligence that has surfaced last summer, in a few summers, it's always been here, but it's just really starting to hit the show now. It had no choice. People were using this shit for the same shit I'm talking about. More visible lights. Here, let's make a square frequency. Let's go. You see what I'm doing here, my friend? If this doesn't help you, I don't know what will. You see why they're making squares in the sky? See the vector? You see what happens? You get in this vector. Well, it won't give it to me. But that's what they're doing. It's called phase shifting. When you vector that and you just turn it, and then you can pull it back, the ether just literally, it's literally electric. The gas squeezes together, like in an airplane motor. Comes in, compresses, and comes out the other side, torsion field. And that's what they got me in, the torsion field. I earned torsion fields and free energy. 2 free energies in 1 torsion field and tons of plutonium crystal riddles. I'm worth a fortune! That's why everyone comes to get them. And then they hide them in places where people are having problems. Oh, I can't see. Let's get them in there. All right. I'm gonna call and file a report for flying directly over the house. Can you get his number? Get him on the radar. Say, over, asshole takeoff, This is the butthole surfer Pepper here, Pepper. Who was in Tony Stark, by the way. The butthole surfers. Ain't that some shit? Now it smells like carbon. Alright. Talk to you in the near future, my friend. Remember, don't be a fucking sellout and always be an asshole. Always be an asshole. Because being an asshole makes you a world leader.